Well, let's take a look through the morning papers then. There's a picture of Nicola Sturgeon on the front page of the Daily Telegraph. The headline, pressure grows on Sturgeon to quit SNP. It says Nicola Sturgeon's under growing pressure to quit the party amid warnings it's facing financial ruin. The former First Minister yesterday dragged deeper into the scandal engulfing the SNP as claimed emerged that police were investigating attempts to shut down scrutiny of the SNP's finances. The paper goes on to say that there's a growing expectation inside the SNP that Nicola Sturgeon, who planned to remain in Holyrood until at least 2026, will now quit as an MSP sooner rather than later. And those last few words are in quotation marks.
The Scotsman leads with this as well, calls on Yousaf to suspend Sturgeon as crisis mounts. The SNP is being urged to suspend Nicola Sturgeon's membership amid the ongoing fallout from the scandal engulfing the party. Opposition politicians called for action against the former First Minister after video footage, which we've just heard there, emerged of her insisting the SNP's financial position had never been stronger. That was just a few months before the police launched a formal investigation into the party's funding and finances. The opposition parties are now calling for Humza Yousaf to suspend her membership. The Times leading on this as well. Leaks indicate Sturgeon blocked SNP funds probe. Police investigating hundreds of thousands of pounds of missing SNP campaign funds are examining emails that suggest Nicola Sturgeon refused to open up the party's finances to scrutiny. The messages appear to show that the former First Minister rejected a suggestion from senior SNP officials to hire a fundraising manager who would have scrutiny and oversight of the money being donated to the party.
The Daily Express has a quote from the Scottish Conservatives as its headline. Taking us for fools is the headline. It says Scots sick and tired of the SNP. Opposition parties say the scandal-mired nationalists cannot be trusted to tell the truth, according to the front page of the Express. It does say at the end of the story the SNP NEC has agreed to an internal review of governance and transparency, as well as the appointment of a new chief executive through an open and transparent external recruitment process.
Main headline in the Times, SNP fears Sturgeon arrest is imminent. Senior MPs and MSPs claim it is inevitable that the former First Minister will be interviewed under caution or as a witness in coming weeks. She's the only senior SNP official named on the party's most recent financial accounts who's not been arrested. The former First Minister appears on the accounts for 2021-22 financial year as one of the three registered officers alongside Peter Murrell and former Chief Executive Colin Beattie, the Treasurer, both of whom have been arrested and released without charge pending further investigation.
Yeah, that's the front page of The Sun as well. Will Nick be nicked next is the headline. They say that Humza Yousaf last night clammed up when asked if Nicola Sturgeon could be the next to be arrested in the SNP fraud probe. The Scotsman's got a picture of the First Minister being challenged by the media at Holyrood. SNP crisis deepens after second arrest. That, of course, the party treasurer yesterday. And the Daily Mail, how long can Humza's zombie government stagger on for? The word zombie government there in quotation marks from one of his rivals.
Daily Express, humiliation as Humza holds up a hated bottle plan. This is the news that the deposit return scheme has been pushed back by 10 months. It was in his statement to Parliament yesterday afternoon. The Daily Record has a picture of the motorhome which was seized outside Peter Murrell's mother's house, behind bars. Literally, is it a picture through some railings. The headline, behind bars, the election battle bus locked up at police compound. The Eye, Yousaf targets break with Sturgeon era after arrest. It says Humza Yousaf is preparing to dump more of Nicola Sturgeon's policies in an effort to distance himself with their leadership as the police investigation into the SNP's finances escalates.
The Daily Telegraph, SNP fury as Yousaf stands by top brass. They say that Kate Forbes and Ash Regan, and we're going to hear more from Kate Forbes later in the programme this morning. Mr Yousaf's opponents, of course, in that party leadership contest have warned him that decisive action is needed to prevent the crisis wreaking more damage. It says that there's mounting backlash over the refusal to suspend Nicola Sturgeon.